The rare complication to the COVID-19 vaccine turned deadly for the Watts family of Lockwood. Their son George died at just 24 years old after receiving the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, according to the autopsy report from the county coroner.
Now his family is speaking out and remembering his legacy. 18 News reporter Tara Lynch investigates and shares his story.
George Watts Jr. was a college student. Described as a homebody, he loved playing video games and being with his family.
He's funny.
Kind of shy.
You get to know him, and he's a jokester and quick-witted kid.
He wanted to take classes in person. To do that, he needed to be vaccinated, so he scheduled his COVID vaccine appointment. His first dose in August, his second in September.
He wanted to get that one because that one was FDA approved.
George Jr. started to feel sick.
I noticed he was when he started getting a puffy in the face, like a sinus issue. So, and plus he had a cough, and I decided to take him to the emergency room to see what was going on.
That's where he was given antibiotics to treat a sinus infection. But a week later, George Jr. was still sick, so they went back to the ER. After that second visit, his symptoms got worse.
So another week goes by and he's getting worse, and his cough is getting worse. He's coughing up blood. His feet are hurting, his hands are hurting, his teeth are hurting, and he didn't like the light, the sunlight.
But then, the unthinkable.
And I told him that I was going to take him to the emergency room the next day after I got out of work. We never made that trip to the emergency room.
George Jr. collapsed in his room on October 27th and was pronounced dead later that morning. His dad describes him as healthy, saying he had no underlying medical conditions. An autopsy report from the Bradford County Coroner's Office shows George Jr. died from, quote, COVID-19 vaccine-related myocarditis.
The cause of death is the COVID-19 vaccine-related myocarditis.
Myocarditis is listed as a side effect for the Pfizer vaccine, but doctors say it's extremely rare. How does it develop?
Really anything that can trigger an inflammatory response can trigger myocarditis. Usually patients present with chest pain, sometimes shortness of breath.
A recent study published in JAMA was conducted by several research agencies, including the CDC and FDA. It found males under 30 were more likely to develop this complication.
Number of patients that were diagnosed with myocarditis is 50 per million doses administered, so 50 out of a million. Just to put it in reference, again, a normal person would probably be in the range of 10 per million of getting myocarditis.
Despite the risk, Dr. Klein still recommends the vaccine.
What is the risk of them developing the same problem without getting vaccinated? And if you look at the same age group, young males, for instance, the risk of getting myocarditis from COVID, it's at least twice as high as getting myocarditis from the vaccine.
But for the Watts family, this rare side effect was life-changing.
And I don't know what else to do or where to even go from here. Neither one of us do, and have no idea where to go from here.
A family heartbroken, a young man taken too soon for what doctors are calling a medical anomaly. Reporting in Elmira, I'm Tara Lynch.